Welcome back to Crypto Meets AI. Jerry here with an update for you. Do me a favor, friends. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. Now let's get into this. People still don't get what's happening. Ripple isn't entering Wall Street. Wall Street is migrating towards Ripple. Prime brokerage, 13,000 banks, 12.5 trillion in corporate liquidity. XRP isn't being added to the financial system. It's replacing the liquidity layer underneath it. Hearing David talk about Arthur Brittle hit me. XRP had a DEX before most people knew what crypto was. This is real tech in vision. They weren't chasing trends. They were building the future of payments. Everyone should be seeing that now. XRP will take over.
And Arthur mostly realized that you could have an asset exchange, that you didn't want to have an asset exchange if you had a block producer, because the block producer could reorder transactions to their advantage. They could not, if there was some offer that was at a price that turned out to be too high or too low because the asset price moved, the person who produced the block could take that profit for themselves. They might not let you cancel an offer. They might let you place only the best offers for them and then take them and insert their own transaction to take them. So we realized in 2012 that because you could not do that, our technology was uniquely suitable for an asset exchange. And so we took some inspiration from some work that Ryan Fugger did back in 2004. We created issued assets, which were basically the first stablecoins. We created the first DEX with what we now call the DEX. And we built a sort of multi-asset ledger.
Pretty amazing to see how they planned this out for so long. It's been like a decade in the making, like I've said, and they seem to have known the future, in my opinion. They just seemed to know what was going to come and what they needed to build before anyone was building it. How XRP rises to a significantly high and stable value. As more banks integrate Ripple DLT for international payments, overall transaction flow across the network increases. Payment service providers such as Financial Volante and CGI will tap into XRPL's cross-currency RTGS functions and its neutral liquidity marketplace, adding even more activity to the network. This momentum drives continued expansion of the XRP ecosystem. XRP supply steadily declines over time because a small amount is destroyed with every transaction. With supply tightening and demand rising, demand naturally strengthens. As network participation grows and XRP utility increases, its value moves higher. Ripple expects market volatility to level out as XRP gains consistent utility as a bridge asset. A growing network paired with a decreasing supply base supports sustained price appreciation. This positions XRP as an increasingly valuable and dependable asset within global payments. New from Ripple, BCG projects 2.5 to 3 trillion flowing into stablecoins by 2030. We're entering a world where stablecoins become the bridge and a unit of account for global money. Ripple is positioned right where the future is heading. They've skated to where the puck's going to be, my friends.
Stablecoins getting a lot of attention lately.
Now the US Congress has passed the first federal legislation to regulate stablecoins.
This is simply taking our payment system into the 21st century.
What's next? I mean, if you think about the next forefront of stablecoins,
I think the whole market's going to grow dramatically this year.
I think this is big.
Stablecoins are reinventing finance.
Interested in stablecoins, no regulations on paying way, institutional adoption.
Stablecoins that we see now are the long-awaited revolution in payments and in the financial industry.
The Genius Act has been the biggest compliance milestone that opened the gates for big institutions to use stablecoins.
It has been a huge paradigm shift, which will create clarity and certainty for the industry.
As soon as new regulations were coming in, we saw huge adoption. We're seeing institutions globally really participate in the stablecoin ecosystem and really wanting to get a piece of it. Why is that? Because it also brings some clarity and some certainty to use this new type of payment and services.
Now there's payments, there's trade finance, and a wide variety of use cases.
The next phase of adoption will be driven by utility and enterprise use cases. Institutions care about transparent, trusted, well-funded assets that they can utilize in their systems.
So we've been seeing a lot of institutions ask about RLUSD. And I think one of the reasons is the DFS regulation, the track record Ripple has had over the years.
RLUSD, we believe, is the most trusted regulated stablecoin in the market. We're seeing banks, we're seeing corporates, retailers coming into the flow. All of that demand is really coming around the operational efficiency of using programmable money 24/7.
So we at BCG, we're super optimistic when it comes to stablecoins. By 2030, we estimated and expect that 2.5 to 3 trillion of US dollar will be in stablecoins.
We see a world where stablecoins really act as a fundamental bridge and unit of account. So it's going to be a very exciting time in the stablecoin landscape.
US dollar-backed stablecoins are going to be the way the US government and the US is able to keep the US dollar as a dominant force in the world. It's going to lose its reserve status to XRP. That's one thing that's for sure. But through stablecoins, we still can control and have the most dominant dollar in the world. WisdomTree report reveals XRP is the only cryptocurrency with sustained institutional inflows across all regions. A new report from WisdomTree confirms XRP is the only major cryptocurrency that institutions continue to buy across every region and every product type, even during a month when most assets saw heavy selling. In Europe, XRP brought in 549 million of new money this year. That is more than Ethereum, 185 million, more than Solana, which is now losing more money quickly after the earlier 814 million total, more than every other single coin or basket product except Bitcoin, 1.76 billion. Outside the United States, investors added 252 million to XRP products this year, almost exactly the same amount they added to Bitcoin products, 268 million, even though Bitcoin products are more than 25 times larger. In simple terms, dollar for dollar, institutions added nearly 25 times more fresh capital to XRP than to Bitcoin in these markets. That is the clearest sign possible that investors strongly prefer XRP when they look beyond Bitcoin. In the United States, the newer synthetic XRP product took in 241 million this year, more than Solana synthetic 206 million, and far more than any other altcoin product. While Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs in the United States lost a combined 6.4 billion in November alone, money continued to flow into XRP products everywhere. When professional and institutional investors decide where to put new money right now, they are choosing XRP over Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and every other major alternative consistently across the entire planet, and even during a month when most of the market saw heavy selling. That level of sustained global preference is rare and speaks directly to the confidence in XRP's current standing and future potential. They're starting to believe, my friends, the way the XRP ledger works is completely different. Transact through XRP.
The application of stablecoins on your business. So Zargo is very Ripple centric. Can you just talk to us about the capabilities of Ripple, stablecoins on Ripple versus, example, stablecoin on Ethereum or Stellar or one of the other blockchains? I know you're quite a Ripple maxi.
Ripple maxi is maybe a strong word, but so the way the XRP ledger works is completely different from Ethereum and some of the other blockchains, Bitcoin. Basically, the way it was set up is that Zargo is a gateway, and when we issue funds onto the ledger, we then are the issuer of those funds. So we are naturally a stablecoin issuer. If we go back to the reporting part of where you go in and out of crypto, is you go in and out of crypto on a one-to-one basis on Zargo. You then transact going through XRP as our bridge currency in order to go, let's say, from rands to dollars or dollars to euro, euro to Pula. And then, you're sitting in a Pula stablecoin. That just gives us the ability to operate in a digitized economy and then go off and on-ramp into those respective currencies.
And last up, XRP spot ETFs have surged past $1 billion assets under management. Everyone is staring at the chart and complaining about red candles, but the story that actually matters is unfolding below the surface. Almost $500 million XRP is already locked inside regulated ETF structures. Over $28 million trades through these products every single day. And this is with zero marketing, zero hype, and zero FOMO flow. I spent years thinking ETF flows were the background noise. Then you watch institutions accumulate in silence, absorbing supply while retailers complain, and it becomes impossible to ignore. Bitwise and Franklin Templeton are not momentum chasers. They are some of the most conservative, methodical asset managers on earth. They do not position early unless they understand the end game. Here is the end game. Steady inflows, compressed circulating supply, reduce volatility as units exit the open market. Mechanistic price discovery driven by demand rather than emotion. A regulated pipeline that accumulates value day after day regardless of sentiment. This is how legacy financial systems are rebuilt. Quiet accumulation, locked supply, a settlement asset transitioning from speculation into structure. Every XRP entering an ETF is an XRP removed from the liquid float. This is structural scarcity that is permanent supply reduction. This is the foundation of asymmetric price expansion. So the real question is not why the price is slow today. The real question is, what do Bitwise, Franklin Templeton, and other giants see that retail refuses to look at? Well, that's what I have for you folks. Until next time, stay savvy, stay stay stacking, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. And if you want more crypto deep dives, check out our videos right here on Crypto Meets AI. Thank you for watching. Remember to always do your own research. It's not financial advice.